What's up? Hello, fellow human beings, planet Earth. How are we all doing on this glorious video gaming day? Who's excited to play the thrilling? Did I set this down slightly? The thrilling DLC through the Roottrees are dead, called Roottrees Mania. Not DLC, but I guess part 2? Basically, last time we finished the main mystery and we discovered... Spoiler alert, by the way, this is giant spoiler territory. We finished the main game through a series of incredible googling, and we discovered that there was a 6th root tree, or a 6th 5-piece. His name was Roottrees Edward Clancy. He was thrown out of the family because he was gay. That's it. He was a gay man. And Samantha was one that had hired us to investigate the family tree. I'm not sure exactly why she needed us to do that, but yeah, that was it. And then as we entered this part 2, we were contacted by Clark Rafferty, who basically said that, hey, after the last thing you did, aren't our families messed up, man? You really destroyed us. And he said that a lot of people have been coming out of the woodwork saying they were also part of the family. So I guess now we're... I'm guessing now we're... finding people that may or may not be part of the family, so... Clark Rafferty LaRue, the current president of the Roottrees Company, explained that multiple people have come out of the woodworks to claim to be the Roottrees. He has been trying to work with Sam, but she hasn't answered his calls. So I handed you a letter that he said you could share with Sam, said the following. Company hired to help us with the clan's trust is busy pouring through the entire family history as well as the people they may collaborate, that said. Are doing their best to slow things down. Many of them are actively avoiding our interviews. Every time there's a high-profile public case, the cosmetics, so please, I don't mind if you do your research, but I ask that you stop going to the press. Instead, we have a highly trained team of lawyers to back you up. We're ready and willing to verify anyone and everyone who you believe to be a realistic part of the relationship that led to the birth of the new Roottrees. Those who to investigate by filling in the new sections. Keep in mind, while we're here, if someone didn't have a child or has already been disqualified by our lawyers, like the case of the girl to take the DNA test. There was a girl to take the DNA test, but I can't remember who that was. There won't be a place for them on the tree. We're not just looking for affairs and infidelities, we're looking for the ones that led to potential new Roottrees. Some spot in the new section will be marked with the tree icon. These areas are reserved for members of the original family tree you filled in 8 months ago. Just like the last time, be sure to use birth names for everyone you add. Married names or nicknames won't be enough. To start sorting out the infidelities, I recommend you turn your eyes to the men in positions of power. I don't have to say this only because it would have been a lot harder for the women to hide 9 months of pregnancy and birth. I'm not saying it, but I can't. I'll be blunt, I'm not stranger to infidelity. I wish I could claim that I was a perfect husband, but you've seen the family tree, so why pretend? Some of us learned how to wield our family names and fortune for benefit of subjects. I can't change the past or unheard those who I betrayed. Instead, all I can do is be honest with myself and to you, refuse to make any more mistakes, and do my best to sort out the various messes you left behind. So please fill in the tree, and together we can figure out how to begin to make amends. Okay. Reading my worst enemy. Well, this is a reading game, but honestly, it's not that much reading. That's kind of what I like about it. Sam Madsen with the research necessary for her book. Sam was true to her word and paid you an incredible large sum of money. She never mentioned you by name, however, so you managed to keep a low profile. The Roottrees, on the other hand, not below is a summary of notable events since the book. 6 pieces. Okay, let's start. Let's make a thing we call searches. I wanna see how quickly we can do this one now that we kind of have like a rhythm. We gotta rock to the rhythm with it. What are you up to, Jace? 6 pieces. Unwrapping America's Sweetest Family by Sam Madsen was released in early 1999. Perhaps assisted by the still relatively recent plane crash, shot to the top of the charts. Viewers remix and its time bestseller list was limited to only 2 months. Most reviewers agreed that the core of the book about Samantha's father and the struggles they faced was compelling, and the takedown of the hypocrisy of Elias Roottrees was deserved. However, many took umbrage with the timing of the release and the tone of the book, which seemed vindictive. The fallout from the book led to the Roottrees company scrambling to release a statement, and due to the conflict of leadership, famously released multiple conflicting official statements over the 3 days. This confusing move was referenced in popular culture due to the late-night sketch about indecisionists. More traditional analysts have been calling it the Roottrees Rift. A few months later, due to Roottrees Mania, the book re-entered the charts and sold even better than the first time. What's up, Encini? I'm currently breeding. Unfortunate, I know. Well, hey, listen. There's an older version of the... Oh my god, Time Travel Archive. Oh god, new mechanic. Well, hey, listen, Jace, if anything happens, you are allowed to hire me to investigate your family tree for inheritance sake, and I will find myself as part of your family. Sam Madsen's book was released earlier this year, and the details is truth about the island's riches about Sam's father, Edward Clancy, Roottrees, and John Miller. You helped verify stories, so much of the book's core contents are familiar to you. That said, Sam has some sections on the feminist secrets and rumors, much of it didn't matter to the primary purpose of the book, and some of it is new to you and may be important to your new search. It'll probably be them who kill me. Okay, can't click this picture. Sam's book has a few different passages about her own history with the company and the... Actually, maybe I should stick to this for now. I should stick to one thing at a time. I don't know what the smartest thing ever is. Let's just do this, I guess. She ran the farm for a period starting around 1968 after the death of Elias Roottrees until her daughter Gwyneth took over in 1968. Okay, so let's do timeline again, I guess. (1968) Sam takes over farm. 1984 to Sam's daughter Gwyneth takes over farm. Most of the relevant rumors coincide with the reign of Guy Hudson, who took over as president in 1978. 1978, Sam Hudson, president. Sam was very much not a fan of Guy, and according to 6 Pieces, it was an open secret in the family that Guy was very much not a fan of remaining faithful to his wife, Patricia. Rumors. Guy Hudson, big cheater. Patricia, many of their hires at the time were young, single women, and Guy often spent a lavish amount of money on private parties. This was 10 years ago, and Sam warns that most of it is hearsay. Still, you find the following information that may be relevant. One of Sam's farm supervisors was named Elizabeth. Elizabeth had a daughter who Sam never met, but who worked as one of Guy's secretaries. Okay. Bastards. Elizabeth. So she probably had a different name. She had a daughter that worked as Guy's secretaries. Secretary. First met a caterer from a local restaurant called Antonelli's. A caterer from a local restaurant met her daughter at one of the Guy's parties, and they eloped quickly. Due to a pregnancy, Elizabeth wasn't aware that the party was for swingers. Rumor has that her daughter showed up with Guy and didn't seem comfortable switching partners. Daughter went to a swingers party where she got knocked up by a caterer from Antonelli's, but rumor has it she banged Guy. Guy's main positive contribution to the company involved expanding to markets previously on tap at Roottrees. However, when he went on trips overseas, what a guy! What's up, Lord War? They were often for weeks at a time, and Guy was known for spending more time and money on official business than meeting with distributors and manufacturers. It was said that he bribed at least one politician to open a factory in Brazil. Guy opened factory in Brazil. Brazil, baby? Question mark? It also said, like, section where Sam speculates that Elias may have also cheated on Gwyneth. Elias may have cheated on Gwyneth. Sam's daughter. Elias was and what? Oh wait, is his father? No. Elias was the first to invite Sam to family events. Gwyneth was always much kinder to Sam. Gwyneth was always kinder to Sam than Elias was, and was the first to invite Sam to family events. While she has no hard evidence, Sam always got the impression that Gwyneth was able to coerce Elias into allowing Sam back into family using some kind of leverage. Oh, it's not Sam's daughter. Oh no, this is Sam's grandma? I bet I know. While she has no hard evidence, Sam always got the impression that Gwyneth was able to coerce Elias into allowing Sam back into the family using some kind of leverage, instead of it being a natural course of events. She mentioned that Elias and Gwyneth were known to loudly argue, sometimes about other women. Sam also says her son Ernie once asked her, "Who's Beth?" because he overheard them yelling about someone with that name. As far as Sam knows, Elias once had a secretary named Elizabeth, a different Elizabeth than the supervisor from the farm, but she never met her. Okay, so Gwyneth coerced Elias to let Sam back into family. Ernie heard Ernie, Sam's son, heard Elias and Gwyneth argue about someone named Beth. Not the same Beth. Elizabeth as above. Okay. What can we? Anything we can search for here? We can search for Antonelli's, I guess. Oops, wrong. There are large number of Italian restaurants, not because it's a chain, just because it seems to be a common name for Italian restaurants. You may need to use a more local resource if you're looking for a specific one. Atlantis is an Italian restaurant, and it has been in the Butler County times twice. The most recent time was when it closed in 1992. The owner, Rochelle Zimmer, sold the land the building was on, and at the time of the article, she was unsure if the restaurant would move to a new location or if she would retire. Many years before that, there's a puff piece from Valentine's Day in 1978 that asked recent mayor Russell Butler County how they met. Christine Garland responded she and her husband Steve, who was a chef at Antonelli's, met years ago when she delivered produce from her mother's farm. Steve used to work extra hours just to be there during deliveries, although they grew apart when the restaurant switched suppliers. They reconnected by chance and eloped at the end of last year. Now she has a bun in the oven, and they're both working as much as they can. She's a secretary, but went back to delivering produce on the weekends. Trying to save up money to move to Boston. Okay, so this lady is probably one of a guy's victims. Silver Screen magazine. Is that a new one? Rochelle and her husband Mark Zimmer have a few mentions in the Butler County Times, but both were local business owners. Rochelle owned Nelson and Mark owned a local bookstore called Bookmarks. Both closed in 1992. Mark was also mentioned once in Butler County Times, and he was sued by Steve Garland. Okay. Kitchen Tales was a story-based recipe book credited to Mark Zimmer that had some success after it was featured on a morning talk show. The book released before the internet was widespread, so mentions are rare. One book collector states that the publishers were unprepared for the demand and there were no second printing, so it's unusual to find a copy in the wild. On an alternate medicine website, which focuses on cooking with natural ingredients, it mentions that one of Kitchen Tales' recipes used salt water. The owner of the site has included a scan of the recipe, which was added to your evidence. He says, if you switch out the salt water in the recipe for a mix of 2 1/3 spring water and 1/3 filtered seawater. It tastes great. Just setting to not make the book open every time you open it. Every time I highlight something. And it will search all for periodicals. That seems like it would be very convenient, but this makes some puzzles significantly easier. I don't know what that would be the case, but... Because me clicking through this manually, it doesn't seem like... Oh, maybe because it would search through periodicals you don't even have access to? That would make sense. Kitchen Tales. I liked. You go here. Mark Zimmer. Reread as garnishing the truth. Really? Upgraded to Garland and Simmer. It was released in 1994. It was actually quite successful after the duo appeared to promote it on daytime talk show. The recipes are accompanied by stories that help reader remember the ingredients. The reviewer says that by Garland and Simmer. There you go. The introduction of this book is a series of acknowledgements from Steve. The first is, Christine, thank you for everything. Your support means the world to me. You are the apple of my pie. The second is to James and Robert. You're becoming amazing men and incredible chefs. I guess I'm a good teacher. The final is to Mark Zimmer. You proved my storytelling approach to recipes could be popular. Without you, this book couldn't exist. Let's do highlights. This was a foreword by Mark Zimmer. I first met Steve in 1978 when he taught a cooking class. The next time I saw him was over a decade later when he was suing me for stealing his recipes. Yes, really, so you might wonder what I'm doing in this introduction. Well, turns out that Steve and I had more in common than we thought. Instead of settling in court, we settled it at McCarran's Brewhouse over a game of darts. They said they gave us the first drink over the night. First drink of the night for free for an entire year for mentioning them. By the end of the game, he and I agreed we'd both rather make a ton of money together and spend a ton of money on lawyers. It's pretty rare to meet your best friend so late in your life, but when I decided to retire, I moved to Boston just so we could hang out. So if you're browsing this book in a bookstore, please buy our book. We need more money for when the free beer runs out and the bookstore probably use the sale. Okay, Karen's Brewhouse. 1978. Mark Zimmer meets Steve Garland? Steve Garland is mentioned in a couple of articles. The first was an article about how he met his wife Christine when he worked at Antonelli's. Yes, we're Steve. Do I need like a relationship page? Steve Garland met his wife Christine. Wow. Oh, maybe just call this one. We call this one the Antonelli files. Also, for his weekend cooking classes, Gourmet for the Groovy, the blurb mentions that he's been giving lessons from his home kitchen for the last month so that he can keep an eye on his son. Okay, let's say... Steve Garland working from home to watch his son. Local author sued by former Butler County citizen. It seems that local author by the name of Mark Zimmer was sued by Garland after Garland saw Zimmer promoting his book Kitchen Tales. On television, his recipe book was partially plagiarized from the recipes Steve Garland would give his students during lessons. Okay? No, I did this stupid thing again. Oh, you can do that. Holy crap. 1991. Steve Garland sues Mark Zimmer for stealing his home recipe. The article mentions that all the recipes are hard copyright. Garland accompanied each recipe with a short fiction about how he learned it. These usually doubled as a way to remember certain ingredients. Garland's bean salad, for example, involved making a trade with a gnome for some magic beans. Apparently these stories are found word for word in Zimmer's cookbook. Nice. We still haven't found a single picture to put on this thing. It's been 30 minutes. Maybe I should have, maybe I should have like a... we'll have like births. And then we'll mention that, let's say like September. Steve Garland and Christine. 1988. Have a boy. A boy. A boy. I wish you could have like different tabs open. That would be a nice quality of life feature in this. Rochelle Simmer sold the build. Oh, that's probably one of the Simmer babies then, right? I don't actually have a list of names this time around, do I? Oh, I do. And the Simmer family is not it. Hello, Mortis, what's up? You're up. Mortis is up. Just woke up and nap, damn. I just woke up in general. Okay, so Christine Garland is one of the secretaries. That's just a fact. Oh no. I lied. The Simmers are relevant. What the hell is this? There's no way. Okay. Okay, dude. Rochelle Simmer, Steve Garland. Are you sure you woke up? I'm pretty sure. I did dream about playing this game. So Christine Garland probably married Steve. Married Christine. Daughter of Steve and Christine, probably? Maybe the dream was real and this is the dream. Does that mean I will despair when you wake up? Well, it's actually the opposite. You despair when I go to sleep because you're a figment of my imagination. Like if I close the chat right now, you're just gonzo. I don't think Rochelle is a bastard, probably, but she could be. Worked as a... the secretary... Oh, we already kind of have that noted, I guess. Christine was working as a secretary guy at the time. Okay, Christine Garland. Let's see what Christine here can lead us to. I dreamt about playing this game, and I dreamt that this part 2 was insanely easy. It was just so easy, it was boring. We were just all sitting here like, what were we thinking? That was my entire dream. Wait, Mark? Oh, Mark Zimmer. So what? She's probably Rochelle. Probably no relation here, right? He was just a chef. The hell? Steve and Mark shoot each other. Probably no relation with this family, I think. Okay, let's see what we're doing with her. Okay, so this is a story about how to bake the bread. That might have some stuff rolled into it, I guess. Dutch oven? There's apparently 2 clues in this, but I just read all this, and I got nowhere from that. Is this saying that she had not been made aware of the gift that already prepared buns for the palace oven? So that means she had a bun in the oven already when the Yates came back. But and then she had 2 kids. And then what, they just pretended to have a baby together? Yeah, okay. So Kitchen Tales was a book by Mark Zimmer. So Mark and Rochelle probably had a bastard. That was after World War II, I think. Mark and Rochelle Zimmer probably had a bastard sometime after some war, maybe World War II. Well, they would be too old for that, right? I'm not even sure. Well, whatever. Whatever. I don't like that we have no pictures so far. Like, we're an hour in, basically, and In March, the Roottrees company stumbled publicly as they attempted to respond to the book's release with multiple conflicting press releases and a clear lack of leadership. The three press releases from the Roottrees Candy Company after the release of Six Piece were referred to as the Roottrees Rift due to the clear conflicts between them. The first was fairly standard. It stated that there was no precedent of the Roottrees Company, but that the entire family was made aware of the release of the book, that they would be meeting as soon as possible. The second release was emailed to business newspapers 3 hours later and announced that after a vote, Ron Roottrees would be taken over temporarily as an interim president. It also went on to state that Ron was aware of the book, he had verified the claims within and would look into compensating Ms. Madison and her family immediately. It also stated that the company lawyers would be taking immediate steps with the family to revisit the clan's trust terms, make sure nothing like this could happen again. There to business reports that an analyst at the time between the two press releases would not have been logistically sufficient to gather a majority of the family. Even using conference calls, this was reported on many news channels, and a third, much shorter press release came the next day. It claimed that a draft of the announcements was made prematurely, and that Clark Rafferty, LaRue, and Ron Roottrees would be taken over as company presidents, first joint presidents. It also stated that any compensation plan would be based on stringent verification process. Okay, so we don't have a date for this, I guess. Oh, they're like, what is it, 1999 now or something? And become joint presidents. Let's see if Ron Roottrees leads us anywhere. Okay, so Ron wasn't made president. It's just Clark. Ron Roottrees was dropped as president. Probably because he's a pervert. Oh damn, 3 weeks ago Gwen died. Gwen died in Paris. Okay. So we should see if there's anything else about to run here. Yeah, I don't see. Don't blame nepotism, it gets results. Okay, that's what we have here. Team Blast. RR Productions. Guys Like Us remake. Mark this as search. Has this Cameron Diaz? Oh my god. Ron Roottrees a serious medical issue. Jesus Christ, is everyone just dying in this family right now? Must be all the incest. Okay, we're not gonna find anything on Cameron Diaz, right? This is a real person. Not sure if this is a real person or not. Let's see. Let's Google it. Oh yeah, real American actress. Chris O'Donnell, that's also a real person, right? Oh yeah. Real person. These are real serious people. Hey, brother. I can't believe I'm like obviously my searches aren't super relevant right now, but I can't believe I haven't found a single picture of anything. I know the difficulty for this one is just way more. This is Tommy Mark Sheridan. Okay, so Sheridan probably not relevant because you can't put his last name in anywhere. Okay, he does not seem associated. But they would say that, wouldn't they? Wouldn't you, computer machine? Maybe Penelope here had a little affair. Huntington's disease, okay. Ron has Huntington's disease. I like when it does that. When I like go to a page and mark something and it like unmarks it. That's annoying. Let's go for her name in here first. It's raining. Like, that's so annoying. What if my house just started flooding in the game now, and I was on like a timer to finish the... If I enable this, just do that. I hate clicking through literally every one of those. There's some other often not a navigator that was nice to come with lots of troubles that come with racing two boys who were similar competitive in sports, and even romantic precision to the next door neighbor Roxy. Next door neighbor to Ron Roottrees. What is Ron's brother called again? I go look over here. Ronald. And Robert. Three. Oh, this is about the brother trouble, though, I guess, but... Rox is mentioning quotation marks there, so it feels like it might be relevant still. Okay, Clark Rafferty LaRue. Clark was announced as the permanent successor to Carl Roottrees and welcome Sam as the family officially. The company hired an outside legal group to handle. Okay. So let's see what Clark here can bring to the table. Nope, that's not what I want to do, video game. I wanted to mark this and search it. An album called These Times. These Times. Oh, because this is the same website from before, but it's... It doesn't seem relevant to anything. What is Daster? Sounds so familiar. Ruby Sprat. Let's go take a gander if we can put Sprats in over here. Oops. Sprat. Oh, okay. Sprat is in for sure. Names. Ruby Sprat. She grew up in foster care, of course, because she's one of the babies. Mid-Eastern University. Headerold. New paralocal added. Oh, I love copying and pasting and it doesn't work. Okay. Ruby Legal Enterprises. Let's put that in here. Sanchez. Oh, she was commissioned to write a book for Guy Hudson. Okay. I still have to do their professions, don't I? I do, yeah. Author, lawyer, chef slash author? Restaurant owner? And Christine Garland was a secretary. I wish his back button actually took you back to where you just were. But I said it does some weird, like... It goes back, but it goes back to, like... Like... Why does it take me back here, please? Why does it keep not letting me copy-paste correctly? So, what, do I have to guess what her book on Guy Hudson was called? What if everything is time for everything you know to be true? Okay, so I don't see any relevance to anything. Foreign Gospel could be one of the miracles. She claims to have written an unread book. What does that mean? Unpublished, I meant, probably? Big C Bass. Didn't it print something on that other website too, or did I imagine that? Oh god. Oh, frick. What's that imagine? Let's go look at the replay. Oh no! It added a periodical. That's what it did. It gave us another periodical. Gotcha. Basil Bob? Could his proper gift be filling homes with satanic messages? Apparently there's 8 clues related to this. Somehow. Somewhere. Somehow. For Guy Hudson, I guess. May now be irrelevant. I really haven't found anything in 1.5 hours, huh? Like, there's like, I found nothing. Guy Hudson Big Swingers Parties. Rootree made immediately followed by the announcement that a rapper going by 5pez was actually a Rootree. Okay, so I got him 5pez. Bastards. 5pez. Holding a picture of the guy and his mother. Lawrence Diaries features releases of Gwynn's old movies, as well as countless other unauthorized biographies. Which mostly to capitalize on the Roottrees sisters Carl and Brenda. Okay. Yeah, okay, the dead people. I'm a secret Rootree t-shirts. I'll see in the periodicals, I guess, is one thing. Nope. Okay, let's find out who this 5pez guy is. Miss Felix Fellows. Rapper? Harsh Furious of Modern Music gives his most recent album, Root of All Evil, 1 star out of 7. For whatever reason. More poster on my action figure collection. Oh, his real name is David. Actually, real name David. Oh, he's been welcomed to the family, apparently. That's interesting. Let's see where 5 pests goes first, I guess. Okay, time, bastards. Births. So you should put these birth things at the top areas. $1977. Oh, we should put that above this because this is 1977. David 5 Peas is born. It's in February. I don't know if that's relevant. Foster care in Portland. I mean, we haven't found anything so far. This is so cursed. On a song called 70 Magazine that he turned. Song wasn't performed by 5 pests. Okay. Okay, so 5 pests might have been born 17 years before 1992. I'm not doing that math right now. No, this is related to the Roottrees. Okay, well, listen. Who knows? Who knows how this one is related? All problems MP3.
Attention, attention, Roottrees. This is 5 people coming at you from the real world. You know, the place you ain't ever lived in.
You say money is the root of all your problems. Root of all your
Man,
problems.
y'all are hypocrites, sitting back in your massive estates, built from the cash that your ancestors gave you, acting like you somehow deserve it, based on your family's creations. Yo. But looky here, sonny, don't you come for our money, or you might burn bright in hellfire someday, like that Manson chick and her two dads. My pappy's cleansing trust should keep you away. Yo, it's disturbing, catching a sermon from a geezer who's never known hurt, but blurts out these claims that somehow we're sinners cause we didn't earn it, when all of your worth it came free with your name. You expect me to treat your lectures on greed as some expert creed from he without blame. How about instead I turn my other cheeks and spread them? When you give me a kiss, you'll know just where to aim.
You say money is the root of all your problems. Let me take those problems away.
Whoever calls dollars the root of all evil, just trying to make small pursuits of real people. You silver spoon feeds you the world's purest treacle, while real world folks burning spoons for the needle. So once more with passion, tell this poor tragic orphan how your mansions and Porsches are actually horrible.
How I'm better off penniless, grasping for morsels. How one in my share,
That's actually extortion. With your candy ass name, synonymous with sweets. Oh, you wanna call me classless? I'm gangster from Portland, but I play that game. I came up on the streets, the only streets you reppin' are Park Place and Boardwalk. Hypocrisy, monopoly is toppling. When I knock, have G's.
top off my pockets, please.
Cause the same God that got to steal my mom from me is what he wants, right? For you to live in poverty. And if you're suddenly not eager to unhand that fortune, that's unfortunate. I guess I'm gonna have to take my portion, and I'll do it all legally. Class action, courtroom, decorum. I'm way past your fancy ass dormant.
You say money is the root of all your problems. Let me take those problems away.
Bring the choir in.
You say money is the root of all your problems. Let me take those problems away.
Yeah.
You say money is the root of all your problems. Let me take those problems away.
Whoever calls dollars the root of all evil, just trying to make small pursuits of real people. You silver spoon feeds you the world's purest treacle, while real world folks burning spoons for the needle. Whoever calls dollars the root of all evil, just trying to make small pursuits of real people. You silver spoon feeds you the world's purest treacle, while real world.
Okay, that was actually a good song. That was actually good. I fucking love that. What the hell? That was actually good somehow. Okay, so he reads a song where he said that one of his distant cousins was hot. Okay, but his real name, Dirty Davey. I thought I found his real name earlier. What did I search for? Was this Felix? Oh, David. Here we go. David Fellows. God. Well, searching for a real name doesn't bring, like, I don't have a picture of this guy, so it's like... Musician? I mean, surely his face is on one of his album covers or something, right? Um... I guess we're moving on. The fact that I haven't found a single picture yet is actually alarming to me. I don't know, is this song supposed to be like way more difficult than the previous ones? Roottrees family. Did I do a search for just 5Ps here? I did. I'm a secret root tree. Lawrence Diaries. Ah. Maybe root will lead us somewhere? I love highlighting something and having it not be highlighted. Ruby Legal Enterprises. Okay, so more timeline stuff, I guess. So 1978, Carl and Brenda marry in their early 20s. 1996, Carl takes over as president because Bernie Jr. is sick. Anonymous and Jane Doe. In July, an anonymous woman and press began referred to as Anonymous appeared in interviews with her face and voice disguised. She claimed that an affair with a Rootree led to the birth of her daughter, aka Jane Doe Rootree. If true, this would make her daughter yet another secret Rootree and therefore entitled to share of consequences. No one knew at the time, but this would turn out to be the last chapter in the Rootree saga. As more and more Anonymous stories came out, people began to notice how much of it echoed Five Pieces in every way. Wikipedia made a turn, confirming that the world suspicion that DNA tests, orchestrated by lawyers on both sides, proved their daughter was not a Rootree. This final event caused public disappointment, smugness from doubters, and countless accusations of entire ordeal being an elaborate hoax or attempt at fraud. Things got a bit ugly and the fun of the Rootree mania seemed to disappear overnight. Now, a month later, it feels like this memory. Oh, we're on the wrong tab. So I'm highlighting the words we searched first, so that if I go back to this articles later, I'll remember, like I remember we already searched for Felix Fellows, so I don't want to like think, oh, did I look for that? We did. We looked at the Clancy Trust. In news time. Oh my god, another new periodical? That's crazy. Okay, so not that it's not a rumor, but it's relevant. Is the miracles travel the world, including South America? 'Cause we had did we have a potential Brazilian bastard or somewhere? Might be a rumor. I remember something. Oh yeah, here. Guy opened factory in Brazil. Brazil, baby. Okay, so Brazil, baby. Holy crap, our first pictures. Crazy world we live in, huh? Okay, so don't necessarily know her name because Joanna, David's mother, video rental store worker. It could be Fellows, but we don't know. We don't know that because she would have had her father or her father's name, whatever, right? Or his father's name. Riley and Joanna Fellows, but has never rapped without a moniker. He tried to find Riley? That's not a man's name, what the hell? Roottrees family picnic. Okay, so this is Riley. Fellows? This is Joanna. Fellows? I don't think that's her actual name. She was a clerk? Cashier? Maybe? I don't think drug addict is going to be a profession, so probably cashier would be my guess. Or retail. I guess she worked in retail. And Guy Hudson is president third. Every time you get 4 additional key relatives. So I need one more before this actually does anything. And we don't know if Joanna Fellows is her actual name either. I would, okay, so Miracle is one of the perverts. That makes sense. How, oh, did they hold the magazine in front of him or something?